If the last call ended at midnight, why did the timeline keep moving? Fireworks freezing mid-burst over a quiet street. Deck 31st, 11:59 p.m. Anticipation curdling into dread. Midnight arrived loud, then fell strangely flat. Marissa Holden didn't leave in a rush. She left in pieces of time. When the countdown ended, the night kept changing without her. Everyone remembers where they were at midnight. No one remembers when Marissa disappeared. The party thinned. Streets emptied. Phones buzzed with Happy New Year. Marissa's phone stopped answering. Last confirmed contact. 11:52 p.m. Caleb Monroe was the final voice she heard. Calm, ordinary, unfinished. He says the call ended clean. The call log doesn't. But one detail didn't add up. Vanessa Pike noticed it first at work days later. Not a confession, not a clue. An absence that felt wrong. Marissa never missed a shift after holidays. Never failed to text back. Silence arrived dressed as normal. 3 days later, Alyssa Reed waited for a knock that didn't come. Sisters, no patterns. This wasn't one. Timeline check. Caleb Monroe, he remembers laughter. The count. The click. He can't explain the gap. Neighbor witness. Derek Lawson, he recalls movement without faces. Sound without words. Memory that won't hold. Marcus Bell stepped into a case already breathing. New Year's cases lie. They borrow noise to hide truth. He followed minutes, not people. The minutes argued back. Then the clock shifted. Records placed Marissa somewhere she never was, after midnight, when the sky had already gone quiet. If the night ended at 12, who kept the story going? And why did every answer arrive late? What if the missing minute wasn't lost? What if it was added? A digital clock rolling past 12 o'clock, then flickering. 12:01 a.m. Unease tightening into fear. Marcus Bell stopped chasing people and started chasing seconds. Every record agreed on midnight except one. The night gained a minute it shouldn't have. The timeline lied. Call data placed Marissa Holden active after the countdown, yet no voice answered. Caleb Monroe's log showed a clean end, no overlap, no glitch, until the carrier stamp disagreed by 60 seconds. Main suspect. The clock that minute connected Derek Lawson's movement to a time he swore he was asleep. It also placed Vanessa Pike's unanswered message inside a window that didn't exist. 48 hours after, Alyssa Reed read the timestamps and felt something colder than grief. Recognition. New Year's noise had covered a quiet act. Someone didn't steal a life. They rearranged time. Who gains everything from a minute no one remembers living? Phone screen lighting a dark room, no sender name. 12:01 a.m. Suspicion sharpening into certainty. Marcus Bell isolated the added minute and watched it pull people toward it. Not with guilt, with opportunity. The case stopped feeling accidental. Opportunity window identified. Caleb Monroe's movement aligned perfectly inside the phantom minute. Too perfect. Derek Lawson's recollection fractured under a second review. Vanessa Pike's message timestamped after Marissa went silent, yet read before anyone noticed she was gone. Conflict point. Caleb Monroe, he benefits if the minute exists. He collapses if it doesn't. Night reconstructed. Alyssa Reed saw it then. The night wasn't chaotic. It was controlled. Someone didn't hide evidence. They hid it inside time. What happens when the truth survives, but the system rejects it? Evidence desk cleared except one blinking cursor. 12:01 a.m. Frustration turning into dread. Marcus Bell finally had something solid. Not a confession. Not a witness. A contradiction that refused to disappear. System error detected. The carrier corrected nothing. The logs stayed split. Two versions of the same minute, both officially valid. Pressure point. Derek Lawson, his timeline bent when confronted with the overlap. Not panic, calculation. Internal review. The case stalled quietly. New Year's cases lose oxygen fast. Alyssa Reed felt the shift before it was announced. Calls stopped returning. The silence had a purpose now. When truth becomes inconvenient, it doesn't disappear. It gets buried alive. Who noticed the missing minute before the police did? A phone vibrating unanswered on a kitchen counter. January 1st? early morning alarm blooming into fear. Vanessa Pike hadn't meant to remember the time. Stuck because it was wrong. The reply came late, too late, and it changed everything. The first civilian red flag. Her message reached Marissa after midnight. That alone meant nothing, until the read receipt appeared inside the added minute. Vanessa didn't accuse anyone. She asked one question and never asked it again. Silent beneficiary. Caleb Monroe. The minute protects his version. Without it, the night collapses. Case reopened. Briefly, Marcus Bell pushed. The system pushed back harder. The truth didn't scare them. The timing did. What happens when the timeline finally chooses a side? Calendar page flipping back to January 1st, then stopping. 1 week later, pressure closing in. The added minute stopped appearing. Quietly, like it had done its job. The minute vanished. New records aligned. Clean. Ordinary. Too late to fix what it had protected. Caleb Monroe's story now stood alone. Stable, untouched, while every challenge to it looked outdated. Outcome shift. Case weakens. Derek Lawson faded from focus. Vanessa Pike withdrew completely. Marcus Bell was told to move on. Case status. Cold. Alyssa Reed understood then. Time didn't betray her sister. People did. The system didn't solve the crime. It outweighed it. Can justice exist when time itself was used as a weapon? Frosted streetlights flickering over an empty intersection. 2 weeks later, relief mixed with lingering tension. Marcus Bell refused to let the minute bury the truth forever. He traced every call, every footprint, every overlooked glance. The night revealed itself, piece by piece, to those who refused to ignore it. Caleb Monroe's advantage crumbled under relentless scrutiny. Derek Lawson's alibi faltered. Vanessa Pike came forward, finally speaking the words she'd held back. Alyssa Reed watched as the timeline was reconstructed, this time without gaps, without shadows. The missing minute couldn't erase the facts. Justice finds a way, even when time tries to hide it. Marissa Holden's disappearance was no longer invisible. The people who tried to manipulate the night were held accountable. The case, once frozen in uncertainty, finally found closure. Subscribe to the Veil of Secret to uncover more hidden truths and justice served. Justice prevailed, not through luck, not through silence, but because truth refused to be forgotten.